Hello and namaste. Welcome to another Anchor mini segment of the Almost Daily Zencast. Today, in this moment, I ask you to question and ask yourself, what is it that I can actually verify? We exist in an era where we are being encouraged to be a nation or a society of everything deniers. It's just fake news. It's a conspiracy. It's a hoax. It's a false flag operation. None of it is real. This acculturation towards denial of everything is quite interesting and ironic to me. There's many levels to it. But I wanted to focus on one particular issue. What is it that you can confirm for yourself as truth? It's a thorny question. We immediately, knee-jerk reaction, want to defend all that which we assume is true. That which we have been indoctrinated to believe in. And I judge no one for the indoctrination. But what I am asking is, can you prove it? Flat earthers believe that they can prove the world is flat, spewing forth examples and evidences provided to them by someone else. But what flat earther has ever traveled to the edge of the world? None. Not one flat earther that I have ever engaged with has stepped up to say, yes, I have physically traveled to the edge of the world and looked over it. Of course not, because no one has. The same is true of most everything that we, quote, believe in. Take a look at what the world demands of us to believe in. It's all external and unverifiable. Trump is a good guy, Trump is a bad guy. You're asked to believe in those things. You can't go and meet Trump and spend 42 hours with him to see his true self. Of course not. You have to take the word of those who are closest to him, and that's a mixed bag, isn't it? Consider this truth about any issue. You cannot go forth and really verify it. You might be able to dig up some evidence. You might be able to verify some things that we call facts. And I'm not trying to debunk those. Facts are facts. But ultimately, when we really take into consideration what facts are, they are just theories that seem to be consistent. But we can always find a way to disassemble them. Some are quite handy at disassembling facts. I once had a very firm faith in external facts, and then I realized I can't prove any of the facts I cling to. But I humbly suggest to you, my dear friends and listeners, that there is one place, one realm, one area investigation where we can, as individuals, personally, undebunkably verify that which is inside, internal, behind our thoughts, beyond our personality, inward. We, and only we as individuals, can go inside ourselves. Look within. The revolution is inside of you. You'll note that this is a theme common amongst esoteric mystic thinkers, or traditions that perpetuate that kind of thinking, Buddhism, Hinduism, etc. But you will also note that There is always the temptation to stray so far as to the point to dictate to you what you will find within. That's the boundary line. As soon as someone tells you what you will find within, you can begin to suspect them of having been hijacked by ego. The truest and most sincerest speakers on this issue only tell you that to look within is the place you will find your truth, and that's it. They will not describe it to you. They will not dictate the terms by which you will find it. They just tell you, you must look within. Deep down inside ourselves, beyond the indoctrination, behind the patterns of thinking, underneath our life experience, before all that which we have been told by others, there is a space where you and you alone can experience that which we call the divine, or that which we call God or Goddess. And only you and you alone can experience and discover that for yourself. Arguably, this has always been the message. Every prophet who has been a true prophet has invited you to look within yourself. And of course, what happened? That prophet inspired others to look within themselves, and that inspiration activated a movement which slowly grew, and over time that movement began to organize. And as that organization took on more and more weight, eventually it got hijacked. Hijacked by whom, you ask? By ego, of course. And that hijacking transformed the spiritual movement of self-investigation into the organized religions as we know them now. Blind faith is dangerous because it prevents you from investigating and questioning for yourself. But deep down, you can investigate the truth on your own, without any dictates from anyone else. And therein lies what may be called the most true of all the truths. For those of you who've been following along, this will be redundant. For anyone that's new, I want to urge you to consider this. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to look within. I am not here to convince you of what I say. I am here to inspire you to look within. Why? Because that is our calling. Each and every one of us is being called to abandon that which we find out there in the external matrix of illusion, and to reconnect and commune with that which is inherently, intrinsically, so deeply part of us that it cannot be debunked or denied. We can cover it up. We can deny it. We've been doing that for centuries. We've been denying our own divinity for centuries. And through that denial, we have been seduced into giving our power of belief up to other things, to other people, to other cultures, to other ideological constructs, to other demands for more blind faith. We live in a time of revolution, but that revolution is not an external one. As I've said before, and I'm sure I'll say again, the solution does not reside in chopping all of Hydra's heads off. You cannot finish that task. The revolution resides within ourselves, deeper than any of the assumptions that we carry, deeper than any of the programming we've been programmed with, deeper than any of the memories we cherish, deeper than any of the thoughts we have had about ourselves or the external world. Do not take my word for it, friends. Sit down and investigate it for yourself. May that inner revolution find you. May you find it. And may the truth reveal itself to you inside yourself. As always, thanks for listening. May peace, love, and grooviness be with you always. Until next time, I have been your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo.